Introduce it.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to be talking about uh,
Build
how we build an automated funnel.
part two.
Part two,
Yeah.
something like that. I'm Shawna Martinez, and we have a operations agency, and we're in the business operations and exit prep space. And what that means is we love helping business owners, founders, get their businesses, implement systems and automations to help make their businesses more valuable and easier to lead. And
Yeah.
David, you want to say a few words?
Yeah. For this Zoom event, we hope that the information you receive will help you to run your business in a smoother way. That you learn some tips that will help you grow your business and get some of your time back, essentially, so that you can grow your business that way as well. So there's
Yeah, whatever your goal may be.
Yeah, whatever your goal may be, growing your business through an actual automation or the time that frees you up to grow your business is also can be very impactful on your success. And so, yeah, we want to just kind of take a bird's eye view, to help you kind of understand. Because I know some people are savvy, and some people maybe are not really aware of like even what a funnel is. So maybe I want to start off by introducing John Paul, and maybe you can begin by sharing with them what what a funnel is.
Sure, yeah. Hello everyone. I'm John Paul. I'm part of the MTZ team, and it's nice to have you all here. Yeah, one of the things that I do is help with the funnels and the automation. Greta is here as well, and she's a big part of our automations team as well. She's the specialist there. But with funnels in general, it's all about the customer journey. It's all about how we get leads and take them through the journey of the sales process and to paying client and a long-term like a high value customer in the end, and just it's all about that whole process, how they filter through that, at what stage we connect with them and how we connect with them. So yeah, funnels in general is a huge concept. I think most people are aware of what they are in general, but there's a lot of different ways to define a funnel, from an actual sales page or a sales funnel, which is a few pages that takes someone through buying your product or service, or it could be the even higher level, like I was mentioning, where it's the whole entire customer journey and how they move through that process. So, yeah.
Great. Also, Greta, would you like to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit of what your thinking is, and share what a funnel is?
Yeah, definitely. So, in terms of kind of how I look at funnels is I'm more of the automations portion of a funnel and how the different levels, the different entry points all connect in that customer journey to make it kind of seamless. And so, for example, um, the main entry point or the first touch point of a prospective client is just an awareness of who your business is or who you are. And that's kind of like this wide, I guess, let's say, why is this called a funnel? Because I'll show you a visual here in a second, but it's kind of shaped like this. You cast a wide net and people become aware of your business. And then the second level is you start building trust as they get to know you and your business. And then they have a consideration portion where they're like, I want to know more. Or maybe you have given them like a freebie or they've opted into your newsletter or something like that. And then eventually down at the bottom, you're filtering out all the other people to your ideal client who ends up purchasing. So it looks like a funnel, like if you're pouring water into a thing. So that is why it's called a funnel. And then what we do at MTZ is we help businesses connect all of those different levels into a logical flow and a repeatable process. And I think John Paul on last week was giving a broad overview of what we did for a past client and how we automated that funnel. And one way I would like, to share with how MTZ makes this a repeatable process and kind of simplifies that tech portion is really the automation comes in when a decision is made by the potential customer. So if you don't remember anything else besides the funnel, like the name of the funnel, please remember that automations come in at decision points. So, for example, opt-in, that's a decision. A client has decided or a customer has decided to opt into something. So what happens from there? You can set up an automation to add them to your subscription base, or you can filter them based on a response of how they opted in. Or is your funnel a freebie lead magnet? So if they opt in, then they get a freebie. If they've opened the freebie, that's a decision. You can create an automation there and show them as engaged. And then from that, you can invite them to a call. And if they say yes to a call, that's another decision point. And then you can automate booking a call and the reminders to join the call. And then what happens after the call. So again, the automation parts happen when a decision is made. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good, Greta. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share this visual guide.
And I think also, just really quick, these automations just really help with like the mental load, of the business owner. It's like, okay, this thing happened, and sometimes people are doing these steps manually, and that's why these automations are so cool, because it's like they're kind of can happen in the background while you're doing other things.
Yeah, like John Paul just mentioned, it really eliminates the back and forth, and it just kind of like optimizes everything. I view it like a wheel that's turning, like the wheelhouse, right? Like it's turning while you're doing something else, whether working, growing the business, having lunch with a friend, or any other projects that you have going on. So it almost like it helps you to work exponentially. Your business is growing, but you're not at the helm. All right.
Right. Yeah. So as John Paul was talking about the customer journey, this is a basic customer journey. So they discover you, and then there's research. So they start to look into your background, maybe check out your LinkedIn or reviews, and then they make a decision. And they choose either like opt-in or they're purchasing something from a funnel of yours. And then they get to experience it. So that's like, they open a freebie from you or a service or a product. And then what happens after the support and feedback build satisfaction and trust. That's how you maintain relationships with your clients. So this is where we break it down into the little tiny, bite-sized pieces, is after they enter an email, and then after they purchase, and if they don't purchase. So those are the three main decision points in a very, very basic funnel. So when we're talking about these words up here: traffic, landing page, email capture, offer, follow-up, and delivery. This underneath it is really what it translates to. So the traffic is how people arrive to your landing page or to your business. So are they coming from social media? Are they coming from an ad? Are they coming from a referral? So think through that process. Where do you want your traffic to come from? And then a landing page is where they land. Landing page land. And then on that landing page, you have an email capture. So whether that's an opt-in or a purchase or something similar where they have to put in their contact information. Once you have that email capture, the contact information, you can just tuck that away into your CRM, your customer relationship management system. Put them, like, automatically tag them as a subscriber for your newsletter. And then on that landing page, so after you have a landing page, you have your email capture, you present an offer. Like, what do you do? What is your like specialization in your business? And then they choose, they make that decision, they buy or they don't buy. And then a follow-up is where another automation kicks in, is you've got their email. If they don't buy, you're going to follow up with them with an automatic email like, hey, I saw you looking at product XYZ. Would you like to learn more? Or maybe they do buy, and then you send them a confirmation, automatic confirmation of sales, and a follow-up to be like, if you really enjoyed this product, here's another one, or would you like to hop on a call? So that's the delivery portion of it. Any questions?
Actually, I think that's a great place to pause, Greta. Thank you for going over that. And I would like to, anyone that's on the call that's joined, if you would like to take yourself off mute, and then you can just maybe say what made you decide to join on today's call, and maybe like what you hoping to achieve or learn today.
Okay.
And
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Carly.
welcome.
Well, I've known David and Shauna, I don't know, like for probably over a year now, but actually started seeing each other in person more. And we've been talking more about my business and how you guys can help. And I've been gaining more clarity on what I really want to offer, right? Because yes, funnel, yes, automations, yes, on all the things. And, I have things set up okay and go high level. But for me specifically, I started a company about a year and a half ago after selling my other company. And I found a company called We Got You Mama, and it supports moms in every age and stage of motherhood. And I hit such a massive level of burnout running my last company that I just been taking my time in really seeing where I want to go and what my offer is, right? And I just became a best-selling author last week, which is really exciting.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
And I am all about automating all the things, like all the things. Like I even switched out of my white label to my own go high level because I think it's nice to be able to be more in control. And I'm so sick of these. I don't know if you have a white label or not, probably not. But I'm so sick of these white labels like leaving, right? Or not really offering the support. And I'm like, well, if I could get on the phone with Go High Level at any time of day, to help me build things out, and I'm familiar enough with tech to do so, like I'm going to do that, but also to have like the direction from you guys about what makes sense and what flow makes sense. And Shauna also being like a mother of three, like that insight of what lands and what doesn't. And so, yeah, no, I'm more curious. I'm just working with you guys more to see what makes sense for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I have two kids homesick today, so nothing makes sense right now. But I don't have a team anymore, right? My last company had a team. It's just me and my intern. And so I am and we've talked about this, I'm all about setting things up to just run themselves and really take clients through that journey, but also just nailing down what exactly
Yeah.
I want that journey to lead to. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing,
Carly,
Carly.
so yeah, I met Carly. We met Carly at a like was it a conference?
In person, yeah, we were
Mind,
in January.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a professional actress, entrepreneur, author. She's multifaceted, very talented. As a matter of fact, I saw her do a little bit of a spoken word, do a performance,
Yeah.
a stand-up not long ago. And so essentially what I think you need is to simplify things. Let's just start there. You want to go from insanity to stabilization. Let's just so my job is to make sure that the client has a headache, that I bring the exact dosage of aspirin for that headache. So I'm going to just kind of simplify things even before the technology, and how things can begin to kind of connect. And obviously things wouldn't come together like this. It's not like, okay, everything, here we go, we're going to plug in everything, here it goes fast. Let me give you an example of what a first step could be. Obviously, there's a strategy call, but then you say you have an intern, right? Someone that works with you. So that our point of contact, we have a project manager who's like one point of contact with the client, and then like the owner does the brain dump on the project manager. Project manager organizes those ideas, or takes that whole bulk, and we get together and we parse it out. Okay, let's itemize this. This is this, that's that. So Melissa, she's a project manager for MTZ. Maybe you can share with her like what you've done with our previous clients or current clients, and how you could like connect with her intern, and what that would look like. Take her into like the process, like a day in the life type of thing, like connecting on Slack, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Hello. So yeah, just like what David said, it just kind of starts with you can literally just give us this brain dump, the easiest possible way for you. And then what my job would be then is I take it and I organize it, put it into a plan, and I like to organize it into phases, whether it's by weeks, by months, whatever makes the most sense. And then I get to work behind the scenes and help to um, get team on board. So whether it's Greta, John Paul, or any of our other team members, and start assigning tasks, and we put the plan together. And then, so I guess what you would see then is we would, of course, present our plan to you of, this is what it's going to look like. Here's what you can expect. I'll just talk in months here. Here's what you can expect. This is what we're going to work on this month. And a day in the life. The beginning of the week, we love to send a weekly check-in. Hey, here's what we're doing this week. Here's what we need from you, and any other questions that we might have. And we can set up that cadence or this, the type of communication to fit whatever works best for you. Typically, it's an email, or we can do it in Slack. Our team then gets to work. They do what we like to have in Slack, a morning check-in. Here's what we're going to be doing. And then at the end of the day, they check in too. So that way we can, see what progress was made, any blockers that are brought up, any of that. And me, the project manager, I handle that. So you don't have to worry about any of that. Then if you want to have weekly meetings, we can set that up, and it can be a quick Zoom, or, again, whatever works best for you. We can set up a Slack channel with you as well. And so that way, if there's any time where you have a quick question or we have a quick question, that's outside of that Monday check-in email or whenever our Zoom call is, we can have that communication. So that way we're always there in case anything comes up for you. And that's kind of like I would say our weekly cycle for you. And as we, near the end of the month, we present, get approval from you, and we just essentially rinse and repeat, keep going with that. So
Yeah,
anything I
just
should
wanna-
add, David?
No, that was great. That was
Thanks,
great.
Melissa.
Yeah, the way I look at it is, my clients, I value the work that they do. For me, it's gold because I have to treat it like gold because I know they trusted that. They trusted MTZ with their project, their baby. It's my responsibility, it's our responsibility to deliver. And so I just want to show you like I want to pull it back even further because this thing can seem more complicated than what it is, but essentially for me this is very simple, is to help you, the client, win. That's it. It's simple. You want to win, we're here to support that win. So I want to show you the process. Like we have like experience working across many different industries, many different clients, from brick and mortar, e-commerce, and everything in between. So many of the things, the strategies and and tools that we use and apply, are kind of, some of them are like universal, like, you're going to use them time and time again. So we know the various paths to solve this, like if you're selling you're selling a book, right? And then one of my other client, he's selling a medical device, and you're both using a funnel. I mean, they're not very different. They're just, there's a little variation, but, and so, okay, so you give like, you don't have time to organize this idea, right? Like, but we know the most efficient way to organize an idea. Like, let's say you did it on your own. How long would it take you? I don't know. Could it take a day? Could it be a week? Journaling, writing notes. But with us, you bring that, and we know already how those ideas get plugged in, how they get organized, and turning that idea and putting that idea into action, into an organized, structured action. So you bring them with Melissa, and then like Melissa, let's say she gets on a Slack call with John Paul. John Paul, if you'd like to take the baton and share with her what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. So, piggybacking on what Melissa was saying about delivering the delivering what the client is looking for and needing. So yeah, when it gets to me, I'm one of the implementation team members. Like Greta and I do a lot of implementation, the implementation side, and so every task is broken down into bite-sized chunks, and we just systematically go through each process. We double check and make sure that everything is done to the standard and quality of the client. Get their approval and a review on everything, and then we go to the next step. And so it's a very systematic, structured process, and we have the constraints that we work within, and whether it's an allotted number of hours for each task, or however it's broken down. That's what Melissa does. She breaks it down so we know exactly how much time we have for each task, and it's all based on what the client needs and their their relationship with how fast they want to get it done, and what their expectations are and everything. So yeah, I hope that is that what you're asking for, David?
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, John Paul. And I guess I just want to bring it back to something you mentioned, Carly, is about go high level and, using white label or just, straight go high level. And we have experience with both. And I think that's kind of like can bring us right back into Greta. I know you were, sharing your screen. You can share your screen, or if you just want to touch on that right there, using go high level and using white labels and things like that. Oh, like you're muted. There
Yeah,
we go.
sorry, my dog is just like going off right now, so I apologize if you hear some barking. Um, yes, so in terms of go high level, creating a funnel. So let's take the MTZ portion of it is like taking your brainchild and as David said, implementing it, like bringing it to life and delivering on that, giving you a win. And then the platforms that we use, we sometimes we suggest, hey, it seems like you would really benefit from using Go High Level, or there are other platforms that we might suggest depending on your business needs. And Carly, if you are using Go High Level, the idea behind funnels is you want to be able to have a repeatable process, and you want to be able to step back and just let it run. So creating a streamlined system within Go High Level would be ideal. Just a second.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
no worries. And I'll actually add really quick, Greta, you said something that we, whether it's Go High Level, ClickFunnels, we a lot of the time, like we do make suggestions for clients, but also it's like, what do you already have? And we just can start there. And so it's not like working with us, you need to like start adding new softwares or anything. That's why we are custom. We do customized work. Whatever your current setup is, we can take a look. And a lot of times we already have experience. And if we don't, we pick it up really quick because a lot of them are very similar.
Exactly. And when you're talking about support for, through a white label or through straight Go High Level, that's something that MTZ does really well, is we take those headaches off your plate. If you, on one hand, I think it's a great choice that you went to straight Go High Level, because there are a lot of white labels that are going out and then you lose your data. And that's very unfortunate and very frustrating and heartbreaking, because all of your hard work just kind of disappears. However, I would say that when you do partner with MTZ, or you join the MTZ client base, we are there for you. And like Melissa was saying, she would be your point of contact, or there's another team lead, and we try to do our best to make things very streamlined and simplified for you, so that way you don't have to worry about the day to day, and you can get out and do the thing that you want to do. For me, I'm also a mom. I'm a mom of quite a few children, and systems are my jam. If I can create a system and get people to buy into it, that's great. Right now, I'm working on, if I could funnel my life for my kids, oh my gosh, I think I would that'd be a jackpot. So getting my kids to get awareness, that awareness of, hey, it's time to do chores, and this is what you could get from doing your chores. Hey, let's do it, and then purchase. So that would be them like, okay, actually doing the chore that I'm asking them to do. But how do I automate them? They're little people, so I can't make them into robots. But there are things that could happen automatically with a little bit of manual help in that analogy. Is there anything else you want me to touch on, David or Shawna?
I just go ahead.
No, I think
yeah.
that's great. And yeah, if you wanted to continue,
Oh.
I know you had a prepared presentation. If you want to continue with that, if that makes sense, or
Yeah, sure. Here, let me pull that up again. Okay, so we were last looking at this page, and then the next one is how MTZ helps with this funnel definition. So we help you determine what the series of decisions your business makes automatically. So that would be the where the automations come in, whether it's Go High Level, Zapier, ActiveCampaign, or ClickFunnels, or whatever. Did somebody opt in? Did they buy? What did they buy? And then what should happen next? So what MTZ does is we help map the flow, we build the system behind it, and then we make it usable, because the last thing that we want to do is build something out for you that you don't know how to use, or it's too complicated for you to use. And I think that's something that MTZ really excels at is when we deliver a product or deliver something for a client, our systems help to simplify everything. So that way, like you shouldn't have to spend 4 hours recreating a funnel. You should be able to just go in and change a few things and then it's live again, or you're duplicating the process and we give you like a standard operating procedure of how to do that. And we train you on the things that we build for your business. Um, Let me see. I'm wondering if I might show a basic step funnel here. Let me stop my share and I will see if I can pull up a funnel really quick, or we could even just build a funnel together.
Yeah, while we're doing that, if anyone has like any questions or, related to this, related to business operations, feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand. And yeah, this is for you guys. We want to make sure that you're getting value and addressing any questions you might have.
While she's doing that, I want to take the time to share anybody watching that that we do offer a free 30-minute strategy call where you meet with us and we can kind of discuss what's going on with your business and offer you some tips and some customized tips specific to your needs. And so click the link and feel free to book a call with us. We'd love to talk with you.
Yeah, we'll there we go. It's in the chat, and yeah, it's a nice time to just learn about your business, and then we love to just while we're on the call identify any quick wins, and then post call we'll send you a summary with even more ways of like quick wins, or and then if ways we might work together with some options, things like that.
Hey Kenny, welcome.
Good to see you.
Hello.
All righty. All right. Go ahead, Greta.
All
I
right.
I just wanted
Go ahead,
to
Kenny.
say something before her.
Oh,
I love that strategy call, and then there's also looking into ways that I can like build out an email list and all of that, doing all the prep work before the actual publish date for the book.
yeah.
So I've mostly gotten a lot of the things done. Um, as yeah, so just working on the prep work for that.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny, we had a strategy call with him a few days ago,
hmm
and he's an author. He's got a book he's about to release.
hmm
And so can you share a little bit about how that strategy call went? Like, can
Uh,
you give a little detail as to give the viewer a description?
yeah. So the kind of like the main like the start of it is like kind of like understanding the situation. First you uh know what kind of service or product that you're trying to promote, or what your kind of basically your business is, and then trying to figure out like what's your goal, and then where do you want to develop over time, and then just asking if you see if you have kind of like a clear have clarity on that path, and then ask about like which kind of areas that um, you think you need help, or you know you need help, and then basically you go on from there, and then we discuss about like the different ideas, and then going on from there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we sent you a summary post
Yep.
call. And did you get a chance to review it?
Yes, I did get a chance to review it. And then that was also kind of like I was using that, and then because knowing like one of my points is like I don't have an email list, and then landing page and all that. So that's kind of like what I've been working to develop, and then getting all that set up.
Excellent.
Thanks for sharing, Kenny.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we love doing the strategy call with you.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, Greta.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show just a very two options of funnels, very basic funnels, just to get leads. So the first one is a standard opt-in. So like this is somebody that's just joining your newsletter. And this is a white label version of Go High Level. So I'll show you. So it's just one step in this funnel. And I don't know if it's actually has anything in it. Pardon me. I thought this was a template. Okay. So this is, usually you have, like a header up here with your business name or logo, and then like a copy section. So we could add in a section here. Let's do one column, and we can add in that, and then we'll do that maybe, and then we'll throw some copy in there. We'll do subheadline, and then we'll type in something, if I can spell it today, something really cool about my offer. Please join my newsletter for more updates and information. And obviously this would, you can adjust it to fit, you can change all sorts of design aspects, and then you add in an opt-in form. And that's what this is. This is their contact information. You make sure that you have your terms and conditions, and then you set it free. So that's one step. That's a one-step funnel. Okay. Now, if we look at one that might be a two-step, it is this one, a standard lead magnet. So again, there's an opt-in, and then there's a thank you and digital download. So if we go to the editing screen, you will see, so this is information. This is kind of like the grabber, the attention grabber. And then you have an image. This is your opt-in here. And then when somebody opts in, they'll go to the second step. And the second step is the delivery. So this is all automated. And then you can have buttons. This is to, gain more trust, get them more interested in your offer and your business. And this is where they would click here to get a digital download. You can link this to a Google Drive, or you can link it to a PDF that's hosted in your website or on your Go High Level. So with that, any questions?
Okay. Thank you, Greta. That was great. That was really insightful.
Yeah, I love seeing that part of it too, and then like how you can like get into like formatting, customizing things, and then click there and it's connected there.
So that it reflects your brand accurately. And I wanted to take a moment, I know, to ask Carly, can you talk about a little bit of what you mentioned that you worked with some a white label and it dropped out, or can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, there was one company that, dissolved, and, they transferred all your stuff to another white label, and then, I did not trust them anymore, right? So I didn't re-sign on with them, but I went with what my publishing company was going with at the time. And they're like, this guy's going to build out your funnel for your book and this blah, 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 blah. But then they're like, you need to have them host your site. And I'm like, I'm happy with my web guy, and he hosts it on his own server. And now that's like up in the air. Should I put that on my Go High Level instead of have him host it? Anyway, and so I need to quit that
Yeah.
one before they
Yeah.
recharge me again. But
That's really
I didn't build out a whole lot on there, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to. And so yes, I would email my list and send out some newsletters and stuff, but I wasn't building anything out. So I just switched like a few weeks ago to back again to my own Go High Level, which I should have stayed with from the beginning a couple years back. But and then I built out my membership portal. I want to build out my community on there. So I started my community page. And then I just built out my like subscription and linked my payment. And I just built out a really simple funnel just so I could have it activated during my book launch as just like another thing to bring people
Sure.
to. But I do need to, what is still linked to the white label is my opt-in with that automation. And so I need to switch that over, but I want to change that. It doesn't get a lot of opt-ins, and so I want to change
Yeah.
that and try something else. And then I want to build out a book funnel
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. See, the reason I'm asking is because that's another area that we support. It's a kind of a blind spot for a lot of business owners. Many business owners. I've heard that story so many times. Because for us, what supports automation is MTZ. I'll take you a little deeper. It's the system that there's a system that supports the automation, the service, the us being there. It's not just a person or a freelancer. We've been in business for 12 years, and the one thing that I feel has great value that the client really benefits from is our consistency. Our motto at MTZ Solutions is ACE. It's an acronym, A period C period E, and it stands for accurate, consistent, enthusiastic. Accurate because it's data and it has to be accurate. Consistent is repeat the process and be there and deliver time and time again. And enthusiastic that the journey with us is we hope that we can make this a calm, pleasant, a friendly, positive environment. You know, we can bring a little sunshine to this you know the madness of technology. You know, simplify the process, and so yeah, ACE is our motto, and that the falling out that certain people coming and going, that you know, it really hurts like the client. They lose time, they gotta like reconnect, put the pieces back together again, and then they lose momentum.
Yeah.
So part of our consistency, our system, right, supports the clients. We build out the automation, and then there's obviously if the client wants it, there's a maintenance, you know, if they want ongoing support once it's built out, or we can document the process so that if you want to take it on yourself, or you know you want to hand it off to another team, we can do that. Anybody here does any of the documentation for the SOPs on our team?
Well, actually, I just want to say that's a
Yeah.
really great point that David, you mentioned, is when people work with us, it's like a couple different ways. Sometimes it's, hey, let's do an assessment or audit, and then based on that, we can put together a plan or a roadmap. And you know, based on your current goals and your future goals, and it can be like built out to 60, 90 days or more. And then that roadmap or plan, you can implement it yourself or use your team, or we're happy to help implement it for however long, you know, we want it
As needed.
you want to, yeah, as needed. And so that's one way. Or sometimes it's, hey, you just have a project you just need some support with temporarily. We help out in that way. So there's a couple different ways.
Yeah, it could be a one-off. It just depends on what the client needs, you know. It's like tailored. And you know, as I mentioned before, whether it's a one-off, whether it's, you know, seasonal or it's a long-term, The way they were able to deliver time and time again is the MTZ system behind whatever the implementation is. It's what it's like really the grid, because like, if people hire a business owner hires one person or two person, three freelancers, they still have to oversee them. Quality assurance, communication. If you hired three freelancers, you just got yourself three new jobs. And so that's what we specialize in, eliminating that I call it, it's really a hurdle. Those are hurdles. It's more time, and to sort of like find the most efficient path to get to your goal, to get to your win. How to get you to your win: accurate, consistent, enthusiastic. That's the fastest path to your win.
Yeah, and actually to touch on something else, you were asking about SOPs, or like how-to guides, step-by-step guides. So there was a client last year, we were working with her. We did an assessment, we did a roadmap, and we helped implement. There were a couple phases, and one of the phases was like get some step-by-step guides, so that her and her team can take what we helped build and implement it with a new team she had planned to hire on. And so we were able to train her and her existing team, and it was great. And as she was looking for other people to add to her team, she ended up just coming back to us later on, and she was like, hey, like she just really enjoyed working with us. And I guess,
And then she also had I think she had some challenges with
I think it was that bringing on, it's a lot to manage other people, and even with all the step-by-step guides in place,
it's too much.
it's like a whole other thing. And so yeah,
it's great.
Can I just touch on the SOP part real quick? I was when I heard David talking about that, I was just thinking, kind of like what David and Sean already mentioned. We create systems and we document them and we create repeatable processes. So the SOP, if you don't know what that is, it's a standard operating procedure. And they're basically either documents or guides that help you implement if you want to take it to your, like, take it in-house, or it also allows you to know what the process is, to repeat that process consistently. And we also update those as well if something needs to be updated and it needs to be more efficient, we update those documents. And so we follow those guides, we create those guides for clients in order to make the whole project more efficient and streamlined and repeatable. So
thank you. And actually, a couple more things about that is they're not just guides like Google Docs. They are that, but also we create videos too. So the videos are like a walkthrough, sharing the screen, clicking here. So sometimes that's easier for people to just turn on the video and then they can watch and they can follow along on their computer. And the other thing we do is we create what we call a knowledge base. So it's a place to store these SOPs and these how-to guides with the video link and any additional information. And there's a couple of different ways we do that. And that might be, if that sounds interesting, let us know. That might be a future video actually of like, or a future
Zoom event.
Business strategy hour, talking about how we do our knowledge bases, because we use them internally and we built them out for clients.
Yeah. Like, we've built training modules with the numerous videos, and it's almost building out like your own little like university of, like In-N-Out Burger. When I was in college, my had a friend of mine who started working at In-N-Out Burger, and he says, "Hey, Dave, I went to In-N-Out University." I thought he was kidding. He says, yeah, they train you like the system, like, right? And so, yeah, you could have your own business, whatever the university is for your business. And that also, like, if you, like, I call these, like, these are different Lego pieces that all of them working together are supporting, you're building out your infrastructure and they're supporting the automation. Let's say, you have an intern, that person leaves. Someone comes in, you send them to the knowledge base. Hey, watch these training videos, read these SOPs. And they can it's all there, so they can just kind of pick it up where that person left off. Because what's really, really important, this is almost like an insurance policy, that no one is the keeper of information. That if that person leaves, they don't leave with valuable information that just puts your business, compromises your business and you're at a halt. So it's always important to document that information and have that knowledge base because that's really like the treasure, yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess bringing it back into the funnel is we create a knowledge base or SOPs or step-by-step guides on how to maintain and update it because like maybe you might create a registration page for an event and maybe you need to just update the date and you could use that same page. And I think this is something that Greta, you can explain a little better than me. But yeah, if there's like this, for example, we're having a business strategy hour and the date, maybe we use the same page, but then the date needs to be updated. And so we would create like a how-to guide on how that needs to be updated. You follow what I'm getting at, Greta?
Yes, definitely. And I was about to like two minds think alike. So I was going to say we're in a funnel right now. We are in an MTZ funnel, and the entry point is the opt-in page. You join the Facebook community. You're getting the call links in your email. So right now we're in the service delivery portion of it. And if this is a freebie because you're here on the call. And what to like piggyback on what Shawna was talking about, I definitely we take into consideration, like big consideration, simplifying processes. And so when I do or when a team member creates a video how to, we show you exactly where to update things so it's a repeatable process. So for example, we would go into this automation that we have built that has there's a wait time, wait until the event starts, wait until after the event starts, and then send the replay in an email. Well, the only thing we have to change is just the event date and time, and then the automation just runs itself. And so it's not like we have to rebuild Rome all over again.
Exactly. Thank you, Greta. All right. Did you have anything in your presentation, Greta, that you wanted to share or go deeper into? I know we were looking at the diagrams or yeah, or does anyone else have any questions about what is a funnel or how we automated our funnel?
Or if you have a product that you want us to give you some feedback on right now that you want to, sell through a funnel.
Yeah, like what kind of funnel do you need for your specific product or service? Maybe that's a question too.
Yeah.
Do you have proven funnels that you guys implement or work with? And with AI now, I know people are like, I use this and I set it up in 2 seconds. Is that like for real?
It's okay. Can I speak to that?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So one thing that I love about working with MTZ is that we are human. We do use AI as a tool, but our primary mode of delivering is by humans. So I think there's a great
Yeah,
respect
yeah,
and like human touch for that because AI doesn't always get it right.
Yeah.
There are tools where you could just plug stuff in and then it puts something together for you, and sometimes it's great. And I'm not trying to say that it's right or wrong, but I do prefer the way that MTZ handles creating um, beautiful funnels and beautiful landing pages. And it's like you give us a brain dump and each of us has a touch point on it where we can peel back or dive deeper into your words and really get to know who you are and who your ideal client is. And we can create the copy, I think, far better than any AI could,
yep,
um, to speak to that and have that human interaction.
Mhm.
Um, so that way you just don't fall flat. Because sometimes
Right.
AI, people use AI tools and then
You sound like
um,
everyone else.
exactly. And you're like, oh
yeah,
no, that was definitely created by
Yeah.
AI. And it just to me, it's like a turn off, or it just
Mm.
puts me off. And I'm like, no, thank you. It seems to me like they don't care enough.
Right.
yeah.
Um, and again, I'll just reiterate, that's what I truly enjoy about working with MTZ.
Yeah, our team, we've shared with our team, and this may sound kind of bold, but that we use AI, but we don't use it like mindlessly or aimlessly. Like it's very intentional. Here's my thinking on it. Chat or something. It's fantastic for that initial like brain dump and get your first draft. Then I take that draft and then personalize, then humanize that draft just to get some initial structure, like a pencil, just kind of sketch something out, and then I can kind of get into the detail. Because it does have limitations. AI has it has flaws, and you can make big mistakes with it if you're not careful with it. So it's great to save time in some areas, but it's not like it's not a complete like problem solver.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're fluent in AI, but it's not like the main thing. It doesn't run things around here. So yeah, and we're just very intentional, and we like to be intentional and thoughtful about our clients and our clients' clients. And so
Yeah.
yeah, but we are always like, oh, what is the latest thing? And looking into that and want to stay current and cutting edge and, up to speed on everything. So, all right.
All righty, yeah. So we want to thank you for hanging out with us today, and just remind you that we do offer a free. I want to say this: if you heard anything here that's interesting, informative, that can help you, we do offer a free 30-minute strategy call, and we can just chat, human chat. We can, talk about your business and see if we can offer you some tips. So once again, thank you everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye now.